Welcome back to the CaPower Hour. I'm Loryn Powell.
And I'm Shawn Casey.
And we are...
The CaPows!
CaPow!
CaPow!
Pacow!
How are we doing over there? You seem a little off, a little fidgety.
I don't know. I'm out of it.
Yeah.
I did just read a stat that pregnancy brain is a real thing because your brain shrinks during pregnancy. I didn't fact check it. It was on TikTok.
Your brain shrinks.
Your brain physically shrinks, and then after pregnancy, after you give birth, the brain cells are still there. They're just denser. They're condensed. And so your brain goes back to its normal size, and that's why, allegedly. Guys,
what's the science there?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But anyway, pregnancy brain, I'm a little slow because my brain's smaller.
Because your brain's smaller and your feet are bigger. Is that where the brain goes? Part of it just goes to your feet?
My feet are bigger?
You told me that that's a possibility.
Oh, yeah, I did. Okay.
So you're wearing a Pregspert shirt.
I am.
Yeah.
Which makes it sound like I'm a pregnancy expert, and I am not. It really should be preg-novice. Preg-immature.
Pregmature.
But you got me this. A couple people suggested that that's what I call myself because I always say "spurt out" at the end of my tasting videos. So someone was like, "You should say Pregspert," and so I started saying it. But then someone else suggested that it's called squirt. Which just sounds like something completely else.
It sounds a little dirty.
I'm carrying a squirt.
Yeah, I mean,
baby
with that perspective and that context, yes, that makes sense.
Yeah, so we're going with Pregspert until further notice.
So what happened this week?
I don't even know what day it is. You need a suit for the wedding we're going to next week, and we found a really cool one on the Express website, right? But you don't have an Express account, which is just shocking.
I might. I just knew that you have points and stuff, and yeah, I don't know.
You got yourself into this mess
Yeah, so you gave me your account to log into, and I thought I placed the order for store pickup. I went through checkout a few times. It wasn't working, but I thought I did. I thought I completed it. And then we get to the store.
Well, we get to the store and they're like, do you have the email confirmation?
Oh, that's right.
And the problem is my coupon email account, as I like to call it, I've had it since I was a teenager. It's like one of my first AOL screen names. Not going to say it on here because it's embarrassing. But anyway, it has reached capacity. It's been 20 years of existence. Capacity, yeah.
So it's an unusable email address at this point.
Only recently, but like I've been using it for years, where I get all my receipts, where I get all my coupons daily. What should I shop? Like, it's my junk, but not junk email account. So I can't get rid of it, but I currently can't access it either.
So, but you continue to use that email address for receipts for other things.
It's my login for all the shopping websites. And so
just pure chaos.
You were like, hey, can you check your email to see if the pickup order went through and if it's ready? And I was like, no, I can't check my email. You did this yourself.
So we get to the store. Of course, they can't find the order. So in my mind, I'm just like, no, Loryn with her stupid email address. I can't believe she did this. And then I check my phone and I look and I'm staring at the order that never went through.
You never clicked purchase. We're having this like spat in the store. You're like, well, maybe if your email address worked. And I was like, well, maybe if you had your own Express account. And then come to find out it's not even my mistake.
Completely my fault.
Very vindicated.
The order did not go through. You just live your life in pure chaos when it comes to passwords and emails and everything.
I get by. I am fine. You are just too organized. There are two types of people. I'm like organized, kinda. With my passwords, maybe not, because you just have to change them. So I don't even bother saving them because I'm like, it's gibberish.
You just change every single time you log in.
Every time. If it's like, do you know your password? I'm like, I don't. Let's change it.
Life does not have to be this difficult, Loryn.
I can't be good at everything. I have to have some faults.
One Saturday, I'm going to wake up early and just
do it before I wake up.
Do everything for you and be like, this is the system. This is the way. This is the way.
Fine.
I mean, we have to do that for other things. You're just like bubbling over with creativity and all these ideas and everything. And so you need a little bit of organization in your life.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Did you like how I threw a compliment in there? Yeah, we call it a compliment sandwich.
Is this what you do to children? Okay, it works on me. So we also tried to go to the U.S. soccer game. Was here in San Diego. It was like the Gold Cup something.
CONCACAF Cup, yeah.
Oh, the CONCACAF?
CONCACAF Gold Cup.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Yep, yeah. Just
So
easy.
you got us tickets, and
I bought us tickets back in May, and I didn't really think about at the time that, hey, there's a possibility that the U.S. could not be in that game, and there's a possibility that they could be playing at the other semifinal location.
or the real important thing in the point of the story, I'm not just here to talk about sports, Shawn. I'm here to talk about the mishap. The real thing that you didn't know was going to happen was that the game was going to be scheduled at 4:30,
Yes.
right in the middle of rush hour.
Yes.
And so I'm in this phase. I'm in my DD era. I am like, let me save on Ubers. Like, I'm going to drive us to places, pay for parking. It'll be cheaper than Ubers. Like, because I can, because I'm not drinking. I'm taking advantage of this while I can. I'm happy to drive. That's the thing.
Yep.
Happy to do it. So first of all, this was your event.
My event.
I knew nothing about the tickets. I just knew that I had to go. I was like, what time? Just tell me what time we're leaving. So usually if it's something I'm pushing for us to go to, or it's a shared activity, or it's travel plans, like into the airport, I am like, we are leaving at this time. That allows for any possible user error, any snafu, possible traffic. Like, I am just always worst case. I have a doomsday brain.
Yep.
And I am worst case scenarioing all the time so that I avoid anxiety. I would rather be over prepared.
And normally I'm ridiculing you for that,
Yes.
for that outlook.
Yes, you are.
And then it backfired.
Uh-huh.
Well, also 4:30 is tough. We have a friend who lives like literally 5-minute drive from the stadium. So I was like, okay, we'll pick you up on the way. And then it was a nightmare.
I was just like, oh, number one, we're leaving in the middle of rush hour. Fine. 2, you offered to pick someone up. Did you even check the traffic route for us to get to him and then for us to get to the stadium from there? Because that is what I do. Anytime I'm like, okay, I'm trying to figure out if I can go a certain way, I will, like the day before in that time frame, I will look at Waze and be like, what's traffic like right now? I will look at the different routes. If I go this way, if I go to this person's house. You didn't do any of that. You were just like,
I also
it's fine.
know there's like one route. It's like 5 minutes from his house. It's not that hard.
It's not one route because our other friend went a different way and he got there very quickly. So anyway, I'm not mad at what happened. I actually am like, haha.
You were right.
This is a win for people like me
So what
like
happened?
to get there early. So it takes us 25 minutes to get to a standstill spot, a half mile from the stadium.
We're within sight of the stadium.
So we're literally sitting in the same spot, a half mile from the stadium for 30 minutes. 30 minutes and just not moving. This is how soccer goes. It's only an hour and a half usually.
Right.
If you miss the first half, it's not like football where you got 2 more hours of gameplay. So I was like, I think you guys should get out and walk, and I'll just turn around and go home. Because if we haven't moved in 30 minutes and we haven't even gone a tenth of a mile, you're going to miss the first half of the game.
Yeah.
And so I was happy to do that. I was like, okay, you guys just go walk. I'll turn around and get out of here. It's funny. I missed the game, which was sad because of FOMO. But A, I felt like a hero. And then B, I was like, this is why you get to the airport early. This wouldn't have happened if I was in charge.
You were right.
I would have had like 6 different plans in place. Anyway,
Okay.
that was fun.
Look at the grin on your face.
I just like
it's a shit-eating grin.
I just like being right.
Yeah.
So a friend of a friend, this girl I know, her due date is 4 days after me. And she has already completed her registry and is already on her baby moon right now.
Whoa.
And so I'm
Is that normal?
I don't know. I'm like still so intimidated by the baby registry because
It's interesting though, because like for our wedding registry, like you just went insane with that.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
And
burp cloths aren't fun.
oh, okay.
I think you should try to build a registry and we should film it because you just don't understand. You're just like, we'll do it. We'll get to it. And I'm like, no, it's a process. We need to start now so that by the time we actually need the registry up, we've had a month or months to get to like put all this stuff in there.
Okay. And so do you think this woman is just like even more type A personality than you, that she's just so far ahead?
I don't know.
Because normally you're like really, really ahead.
Well, now I just don't know. I don't know. And now I feel like my baby shower is late. So I was planning on having my baby shower a month before the due date. So now I'm afraid that's really late. Our baby moon, we're going to our baby moon at 28 weeks. And I just found out that all the boats in Kauai don't let pregnant women on the boat. Or if they do, they still have to be in their second trimester. So I'm like, does that mean I'm doing my baby moon late? Our baby moon late?
Whose?
I just feel like for someone who was so early to things. There's no like timeline. No one told me the correct timeline.
I think we can do whatever we want.
I'm freaking out. But I would really like to see you tackle a registry just so you understand what this I'm facing.
I would tackle it like I tackle a Costco trip. I have my list. I know where everything is. I'm in, I'm out, I'm done.
Oh yeah. You have a list? Mm-hmm. What's on your list?
I will make the list.
Where are you going to get the info to make the list?
Reddit.
I wonder if there is Reddit for dads building a registry. So we're going to do a big Q&A here, but there was a suggestion we got from a listener that was in a previous episode. We did some misheard lyrics that kind of really ruined our day. So their suggestion was to do hidden dirty lyrics. So song lyrics that we didn't know were dirty to ruin our day some more. Okay.
Yeah. So number 1 on my list is the Macarena. It's actually a song about a woman having a threesome with her boyfriend's friends while he's out on military duty.
What part of the lyrics indicate that? 1 Maca, 2 Maca, 3 Macarena? Is it about a threesome?
It's about a threesome. I don't know if that's actually how that works or if that portion, I didn't go that deep in it.
Isn't that what the lyrics are? Maybe those aren't I always thought it was 1 Maca, 2 Maca, 3 Margarita. Oh.
Yeah.
I also just said margarita. And we play that at weddings.
I know. Yeah.
Yikes. Okay. You know the song Right Round by Flo Rida? You spin me right round.
Yeah,
baby.
which is a cover.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I think I'm singing the cover, but
yeah,
it is a cover. You spin my head right round when you go down, you go down, down.
Yeah.
Did you know that was dirty?
Kinda. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, when someone says it out loud, you're like, oh yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Next one is Poker Face by Lady Gaga.
Poke her face? No. Oh, okay.
No. Poker Face is about having sex with a man, but thinking about having sex with a woman. And so she's giving her poker face. She's not giving away her intentions or feelings.
Wow.
And she has said that like in an interview. That's what it's actually about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know the song Hey Ya by Outkast?
Uh-oh. Yeah.
It's not even just that this song with lyric was dirty from the get-go. It's that I didn't think that's what he was saying. So the lyric is, don't want to meet your mama. Just want to make you comma. I always thought he was saying, just want to make you comma. I always thought he was saying comma. And I was like, well, that doesn't make sense. But the title of the song is Hey Ya.
Yeah.
I don't think that I listen to songs with such like curiosity. Like I just listen to catchy songs like Mbop. Nobody questioned Mbop. So one of Taylor Swift's songs from her album Lover, Cruel Summer, is like trending right now. It's the opener to her tour. And nobody questioned this. The moment somebody pointed it out to me, I was like, oh my God, she's a genius. The chorus of the song is Cruel Summer. Do you know what she rhymes Cruel Summer with?
No.
Ooh, ah. It's a cruel summer. Literally gibberish. And we've just accepted it. Nobody didn't question it. So I'm a very passive music listener.
Not questioning it. Just whatever works.
No Diggity by Blackstreet. I don't think that I thought this was clean, but I definitely got this lyric wrong. I like the way you work it. No Diggity. I got to bag it up.
Oh.
I always thought it was back it up. I got to back it up.
Bag it up.
Bag it up.
Yeah.
Like put a condom on.
Wow.
Here's another one that I got wrong. So Grease Lightning. I think we all generally know that's a dirty song.
Yeah.
But I always thought the lyric was, you are supreme, the chicks will scream. And it's the chicks will cream. I did this play in high school.
Yeah.
I watched this when I was like 8.
Yeah.
They put that on TV. The movie's rated like PG, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just hilarious that like over and over the same theme was like, there are kids singing this song. My 5-year-old sings this song to me in the car.
But I guess if we don't even know what we're singing as adults, kids definitely don't know.
Yeah. My last one was Milkshake.
Yeah.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
That's her. It's like titties, right?
I should have gone deeper in my research.
Because it's like, oh yeah, I knew it was dirty. Her milkshake. Okay, well, where's the milk in your boobs?
Yeah.
Is it like a little booby dance, booby shake, a shimmy? I have questions about that one. I know.
This is our life where like I say something and then you ask a million relevant totally normal questions. And I'm just like,
You just take it at face value.
I did not go any further than that. I apologize.
Yeah. So do you know the song If You Seek Amy by Britney Spears? All
No.
the boys and all of the girls are begging you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know that that's dirty? I knew this was dirty. I was just
Well,
wondering
doesn't it
if
say
you know.
F-U-C-K me?
That's what If You Seek Amy is.
Oh, yeah. F-U-C-K me.
But it's If You Seek Amy.
Oh, I never thought it was F-U-C-K me.
That's the name of the song. If You Seek Amy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I was just like, man, F-U-C-K me.
Yeah. It's If You Seek Amy.
Huh.
Okay. So you know the song Cake by the Ocean by DNCE and Joe Jonas?
I have no idea what song that
Cake
is.
by the Ocean.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know, Hit Me Baby One More Time
Mm-hmm.
was written by Max Martin, this Swedish
Right,
mega
yeah.
producer.
Yep.
Because in his country, Hit Me Baby One More Time means like call me. So Cake by the Ocean, Joe Jonas has said that he was working with Swedish producers, not sure who, and they kept confusing Sex on the Beach with Cake by the Ocean. So that's how the song started. The song is about sex on the beach.
Cake on the ocean. By the ocean.
Cake by the Ocean is their version of Sex on the Beach.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just such a cute song.
Yeah. That's
And
hilarious.
in Sweden, they're probably like, wow. Okay. I asked you guys for some questions or topics that you wanted us to cover. I asked on Instagram. To be completely honest, I didn't know people cared so much or that people were so invested in our relationship or so invested in our like pregnancy journey. And it's really, really overwhelming. The answers and questions that I got are just very kind and sweet and restored my faith in the internet a little bit.
Because it's easy to focus on the negative comments and the trolls and everything, give them
Yeah.
more attention than they should receive.
The big question is, do we know the gender of the baby? So
No.
we don't know the gender. We're waiting to do a gender reveal. We're doing it in Michigan at the end of the month.
And we have a fun video planned.
Yeah. So that
Stay
we have
tuned.
2 more weeks today. Literally in 2 weeks, we will know the gender of the baby. And so then the other question I get asked a lot is like, what do you think it is? You could ask this too.
And I have
what's your feeling?
no idea.
No clue.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps saying they think I'm having a girl. And so that in my mind makes me think, oh, I guess maybe I feel like I'm having a girl, but that's suggestion.
Yeah. I have no clue. I don't have any feeling like,
Would you be happier with one over the other?
no, not at all. I'm happy either way.
I see the pros and cons with like, okay, it would be cool to have a little mini me, but I also know what a terror I am. So like, I'm like, having a girl might be a little crazy because I know how crazy I am. So maybe having a boy would be better.
Crazy.
Someone asked for Shawn's skincare routine.
Wow.
How many products do you use in the morning?
So in the morning, I do cleanser, then witch hazel toner.
Go on.
Man, you just love this.
I just love how much care you take of your skin.
Which I didn't. I like for a long time in my life I didn't, and then in COVID for some reason I was like, hey, I'm approaching 40. I should like start caring about this. I did a little research and
Okay, so cleanser, witch hazel toner, then what?
an under eye thing,
You don't even know what it is, just an under eye thing.
a vitamin C.
Then a vitamin C serum.
Yep. And then a moisturizer with sunscreen.
Are they all CeraVe?
And then at night,
Oh, there's 2 separate routines. What do you do at
then
night?
it's cleanser, under eye,
You do retinol?
retinol.
He does retinol, ladies and gents.
A retinol serum. And
And
then
then-
a moisturizer.
I love it.
You
take-
You're laughing at me.
I just think it's so cute. You take such good care of your skin.
I got that from my brother Billy. He made this like very profound statement to me one drunken night. He was just like, "Why is it manly to not care about your body and yourself?" And not like he's like, "There's nothing masculine about letting yourself go."
Yeah,
And I was like, "Wow, that's actually really really profound." Like,
I like that. Someone says, I want to know more about your last names. Recently married and not taking his name equals people mad. This person was recently married and she's not taking her husband's last name and people are mad.
got it.
So my last name is actually, my legal last name is Powell-Casey. I'm hyphenated on our marriage certificate. I'm hyphenated on my license, my passport. Online, I just didn't hyphenate because
You had done a ton of work to like build this brand around Loryn Powell, and so
Yeah.
like changing it just didn't really make
it's
sense.
clunky. It's clunky.
Yeah.
So I technically am a hyphenated partial Casey. And I think if I could do it again, I would either just be Powell or just Casey, because the hyphen just complicates things.
You like booking an airplane. Sometimes they don't allow you to put the hyphen in there, and they lowercase it or they combine it. And
like
then
constantly worry that my plane ticket doesn't match my passport.
Initially, I think I would have liked you to change your name. It wasn't like I didn't try and get you to change your name to Casey, and I was fine with hyphenating. And now, 8 years in, I'm like, I call you Loryn Powell. Like, I don't even call you Loryn Powell. I just call you Powell all the time. So
you originally had thought you wanted me to change my name?
I didn't.
You never said anything.
Because I never wanted to like make you think that I really, really wanted you.
When we started dating, didn't you register for LorynCasey@gmail.com?
Yeah.
That was really cute.
But I also never really wanted to put pressure on you. And like, it's such a funny thing because like, I know this is this like patriarchal thing where you force women to take the name and then like turning it on me like, oh, would you want to change your name? I'm like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So then like, why would I expect someone else to change their name? Mm-hmm. So I was just, whatever you want to do, I'm fine with that. And then like, I think, but internally I was like, oh, I'd love for her just to be Loryn Casey. Mm-hmm. And now I'm the complete opposite, completely fine. Like maybe it is because you still are Loryn Powell online.
Yeah. And then occasionally you get called Mr. Powell.
Which is hilarious. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm happily Mr. Powell.
I think I initially really wanted to hyphenate because I knew, and this is crazy that just in my brain, I was like, well, if and when we have kids, they're going to be a Casey and I want to have my name associated with them, but I also would not put a hyphenated name that's so complicated for a child. I didn't want to put that on them. So it was like, oh yeah, the kids will be a Casey, so I need to have Casey in my name too so that I'm still associated with my children, which is just so crazy that I didn't even question like, oh, well, we could have maybe named it, like it's just automatically it takes the dad's names. That's just how that's tradition. I don't know that I don't really think that think me. That's just a norm that that is like a tradition that I'm okay with not questioning. And I don't know why. Because I also I don't think it's fair to just be like, well, it should be my name either, you know?
Yeah. Aren't there, was it Jane who was telling us, is it in China where they take, like it's a new name, a new family name, like combine them or something?
CaPower. We could do CaPower.
We're all changing our name to CaPower.
Honestly, maybe we should change the baby's last name so that then their classmates can't find their parents' stuff on the internet because they don't know their parents' last name.
Ooh, Cutter CaPower.
Cutter CaPower.
Cutter CaPower, QB1.
No, Cutter CaPower, serial killer. But I do think we'll probably do Powell as the middle name.
I like that.
And also because it's Irish and I like having some.
And I think it's like, we're always like, do what you want to do. You know, don't do something because you feel compelled to do it because it's tradition, because your family wants you to do something. Do what you want to do. And if you do want to take your husband's last name, great. Do it. If you don't want to, don't do it.
Right.
Like, just don't do it because you feel like you have to. And I think that's what we've approached our relationship and our marriage and our wedding and all of those things. It's like we're doing it because we want to do it, not because we feel like we have to or that it's some tradition that we have to follow.
Yeah.
What's next? I like Q&A.
Have we started the baby's room? So we're currently sitting in the baby's room.
Yes.
Filming this in the baby's room.
My office is the baby's room.
It's kind of, we've got some wheels in motion of getting that ready. We have to change all the rooms around. Shawn's office is going to be the baby's room. The spare bedroom is going to be Shawn's office. Okay. Favorite vacations we've taken.
That's like a whole podcast episode.
Think of one and we'll say it. We'll see if we say it at the same time. Favorite vacation we've taken.
All right. I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
Italy.
Costa Rica. Oh, okay.
I had Costa Rica and then I changed to Italy.
Italy was great.
Italy was amazing.
Costa Rica was that was our honeymoon. Mm-hmm. Costa Rica is just such a wonderful country. We did like the beach, scuba diving, ocean first half. And the second half, we went to the middle of the rainforest and just did like waterfall rappelling,
horseback riding,
zip lining, tubing down a river.
Stayed at a spa that was like stunning.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. There were animals everywhere. Like Costa Rica, we did an alligator tour. Then we like ate lunch at like these locals like cooked us lunch. Chickens running around. Costa Rica was just like the most welcoming country.
I love Costa Rica.
I'm happy to go back.
I actually was going to say Costa Rica and then I thought you might say Italy. And so I was hoping that we'd be the same. So I changed to Italy.
Italy was also phenomenal.
Yeah. I think we should do a whole episode about travel. Okay. Travel is something I think that like we both really connected on.
Okay. Something we're excited about and scared about, re the baby.
I mean, I'm just excited to have the baby in general, have a baby in our lives. And I'm also terrified to have a baby in our lives.
So it's the same answer.
Yeah.
What excites you about the idea of having a baby in our lives?
I think you're an amazing person, and I think I'm okay too. And I think hopefully our genes mix and like create a crazy, awesome little mini you. And so
mini you.
Mini us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm just really excited about like see what the baby turns out like.
You're going to make me cry.
Mm-hmm. Moving on. Don't look at her when she cries. I've learned that. Looking at the camera, not looking at Loryn.
I think I'm most excited about, it's weird to kind of frame it this way, but it is like having a DIY project, right? I'm excited to like figure out what makes our baby work, what makes our baby behave, what makes our baby happy, like this trial and error of, I don't know, just trying to raise it and figure it out. Like that is exciting to me. It feels like a little science experiment, because there's just everyone can say do it one way and that worked for their child. And every baby is so different that it'll just be, I'm really excited to like figure out what makes our baby tick.
Yeah.
So someone said, do y'all have real jobs? Now I could definitely take this as a kind of a dig, but I think the reality is if you look at the way I make a living, you probably wouldn't consider this a traditional job. When you say real, you probably mean a traditional job. And I think video creation, I think influencing, whatever, is not a traditional job. So we'll take it from that meaning, not like get a real job. This is my main job. I've been doing full-time content creation since 2019.
On your own.
On my own, because actually, at the end of 2018, I was video producing and doing some on-camera stuff for this company called Defy Media and Clever, and Defy Media shut down and everyone got laid off. So that was the end of 2018. And we had some time to decide, like, should I try to find a job producing videos for another company, or do we just take this opportunity to just really see if I can do it on my own? And then COVID hit and 2020 really took off. And so I've been doing it full time since 2019, but it's been actually financially helpful since 2020. And then Shawn's job 9 to 5 is not this content creation. I have to drag him. This is his extracurricular.
Yeah. I work 9 to 5 for a company. I'm a marketing person. I have my MBA in marketing, and
He doesn't like to talk about this, but he's the VP of marketing.
I help grow my company. And so
And you've been working for them for 10 years now.
I've been working them for a decade.
As long as our relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, what is each other's pet peeve? So mine is, you can think about yours. But
Okay.
mine is like, I can't stand to hear chewing. And that's not like a Shawn exclusive, like, oh, I hate this thing. I hate how Shawn chews. I hate how everyone chews. I hate how the dog chews. Like, something happens, something rattles in my brain, and I see red like a bull when I cannot, like, physically.
And what's the name for the
misophonia?
Misophonia.
Yeah.
Yes.
The cause of this fury stems from a condition known as misophonia, which is stimulated by trigger sounds, typically originating from facial activity, most famously the sound of chewing.
Most famously my face chewing.
Like, I remember we had the biggest fight very early on in our relationship because you were chewing gum in the car.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't want you to chew gum. And you were like, but I want to chew gum. And I was like, could not articulate how angry the gum chewing made me.
Well, I mean, you articulated it pretty well. So we're in the car, we're on a road trip or something. You just sort of like blew up at me and were like accusing me of being really loud. And I was just like, what are you talking about? And you're like, your gum. And I'm just like,
but you were so indignant. You were like, I mean, now you're a lot better, but in the moment you were, and probably because I just wasn't explaining myself very well, but it was like, you just didn't want to spit your gum out and you didn't want to stop chewing for a little while, like months, where you still wanted to chew gum, even though I told you I had a problem with it.
so now I only chew gum on business trips.
Yeah. I can't help it.
I know, it's what?
Misophonia.
Misophonia.
Okay, what's your pet
Oh
peeve?
man. What am I allowed to say on the internet?
I'll edit it out if I don't like it.
I think something really funny about you is how you drink liquids.
Okay.
So if you drink a can of pop or like a vitamin water or whatever, you will drink like 75% of it and you will always leave 25% of it undrank. And then when you're done with it, what happens?
I leave it.
It just sits where when you've reached 75%, that drink goes down on whatever surface is nearby and it just stays there.
Because it's the backwash.
So I spend a lot of my day just like picking up glasses and drinking them and then putting the glass in the dishwasher, or like, oh, there's a can of water. All right, finish it and put it in the recycling bin. So like 5 or 6 times a day, I am finishing whatever liquid you have drank and putting it in the appropriate container.
Sounds like I keep you hydrated. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, you help me.
What would you do without me? Okay. Previous jobs. Okay, Shawn, you have had so many jobs, like as a teenager and a college age person.
I was a stock boy at Williams-Sonoma.
Williams-Sonoma is how you learned how to wrap presents really well, right?
Yeah, I'm really good at Christmas wrapping.
Yeah.
I also worked at Express. Used to be Structure. Best Buy, I worked as a cashier. I worked at Costco in the food court. Right out of college, I worked for a company and I hated it. And I moved to Korea. I taught English for 2 years.
You have had like the most eclectic job resume.
How about you?
I did a couple of different restaurants. I've worked at, like in high school, I worked at this brewery in Fayetteville called Mash House. I don't even know if it's still there. Then in college, I worked at California Pizza Kitchen. Freaking loved working there. Worked at Red Robin.
Love CPK.
Love CPK. Worked at Red Robin. And then right out of college, I worked at Fox Digital for a few years. That's how I got started in YouTube. Then I worked at Game Show Network for their YouTube channel. And then I moved to Clever.
I also worked at a restaurant, Macaroni Grill.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. I also worked at Carolina Brewery in Chapel Hill.
And what's the brewery they worked at in Hollywood?
Oh, gosh, that's right. And I worked, geez, I've left out so many restaurant jobs. I worked at Blue Palms Brew House in Hollywood. It's like a gastropub. But then I also worked at this miserable Italian restaurant in the Valley called Sicily's Italian Kitchen. It was the worst job I've ever had. Worst job ever. Sicily, I hate you. Come for me. Okay. Someone said, if you hate ranch, what do you dip your chicken strips in? Signed, a concerned fan from Western Michigan. Thank you for asking. I actually dip my chicken strips in barbecue sauce or ketchup. I like buffalo sauce too. I like all the condiments that aren't white, green, or yellow. How is Shawn preparing for fatherhood?
Well, depending on Loryn's emotional state, either okay or not enough.
Go on.
Yeah. I have my friend gave me a great book called The Expectant Father. I have not started reading it yet, which was the point of contention a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And this was actually a topic
it's a point of contention because I have read like 7
a million books. Yeah. So for me, I'm just like, hey, we're still 4 months out from having the baby. I don't want to like do
like 3 months out.
3 months now, but like when I got the book, it was 4 months. I'm like, I don't want to do all this reading and then like forget it. So my plan was to start just like consuming books like closer to the date so that when I finish the book and the baby's born, it's much more fresh in my mind. That's just also my personality. Like I don't get stressed about stuff. I'm just like, yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm not worried about it. We'll do it. Mm. And
you're taking on the task of getting the house ready. Yeah.
Making sure the house is ready for the baby. And
somebody asked, what are you thinking for your baby shower? So I hate the blue and the pink thing. I just really don't personally. The blue pink baby vibe makes me like cringe. And so even for our gender reveal, we're kind of avoiding blue and pink. For a nursery, we're definitely not doing a blue and pink situation. And so for the baby shower, like that's not what I want. The baby shower is supposed to be, and maybe I'm wrong. The baby shower is supposed to celebrate me. It should be called the mom shower. Like the
baby
shower
is inside the mom.
Yeah. So anyway, I really like doing like a gender neutral, but I also hate beige and all those neutral colors that are so popular right now are like not in my color palette. I like bright colors, and thankfully orange is a really great like gender neutral color. Mm-hmm. And I realized since we're trying to have the baby shower at the end of September, which is fall, even though fall for me starts in August, I should 1000% have a pumpkin spice baby shower.
Amazing.
Nothing is more on brand. Nothing is more me than a pumpkin spice baby shower.
Pumpkin spice baby.
Pumpkin spice baby. Like, when that idea hit me.
I mean, I like the look on your face right now. You are giddy.
Baby shower in general, this idea of like a diaper cake makes me cringe. Like the little games you play where you put chocolate in diapers and try to sniff it and detect what type of chocolate it is. Like all that stuff makes me cringe. And making the baby shower so much about the baby that isn't even here yet and not celebrating the parents. That's what I would much rather like make it a party that's themed to me or us, and in this case me, but
the baby is the star for the rest of its life. This is the last chance for you to be the star.
Yeah. And I always thought I would have a co-ed baby shower. I always thought that would be like super fun. But then I realized how not fun being at parties sober is. And so to have a co-ed party is like, it's like a party any other weekend we would throw a party at our house.
So Shawn and his bros are not invited.
Yeah, no. You can come. To have a co-ed baby shower feels like any other party we've ever thrown. Mm-hmm. I want it to feel unique and special. And
that's fair.
It's maybe the only one I ever do.
Anyways.
How has your relationship changed with baby on the way? So like the first trimester was so hard for me, not being able, like I was so sick the whole time. I couldn't get off the couch. I couldn't make videos, couldn't do anything. And one of the big things that like stresses me out is like the house, the living room being a mess and their dishes being everywhere. And I think very early on in the first trimester, you just took on cleaning up my messes, joint messes. Like it's never been like, oh, I clean.
Right. It was always sort of like a shared
It was always
thing.
shared.
Yeah.
And then I could not pull my weight, and it was like adding to my like miserableness, just like how messy everything was. You just stepped in and have since like still taken over a lot of like most of everything. Like,
yeah, I think I mean I was a little slow on the uptake. I just like, because we just kind of shared cleaning duties, it was always like, hey, if the dishwasher's empty or dishwasher's full, whoever gets to it gets to it. If the dishes need to be done, whoever gets to it gets to it. So there's never like this defined thing. For like maybe a month, I was just operating under that sort of like assumption, right? Like,
and I don't think I knew.
Sure, well, you weren't doing it on purpose, you
Yeah.
know, but it wasn't this like kind of like, oh, I'm not doing anything anymore. It's just like you physically weren't able to, and I didn't really adapt to that at first.
I think you adapted plenty fine.
Well, I mean, I did eventually. I guess I just felt like I probably should have seen the signs earlier and taken that on earlier. But yeah, once it was like, oh, okay, you just need me to do this, I'm happy to do this, you know, full time. And so
I think you did a great job.
Oh, well, thank you.
Very happy.
Basically, I'm just trying to reduce your stress levels any way I can, whatever it takes. And so just trying to be cognizant of what I'm doing, your environment, what we can do to make things easier for you.
I appreciate it.
Happy mom, happy baby.
Any other ways our relationship has changed?
I mean, you drive when we're going out. That's nice, having a DD built in. And
you're the new passenger princess.
Yeah. And I mean, so I think this is another amazing thing, because some people are like, oh, I'm not going to drink at all when my wife's pregnant. And I was kind of like, I could do that if you want. And you were like, no. And not that I like need to drink, you know, I'm definitely drinking a lot less, but you're pretty awesome about just being like, someone should have a glass of wine at dinner. Yeah. Like if I can't, like why? And so go out to the movies or we go out with friends, and you're always, and so like
you in the beginning, you were like, oh, I'm not going to order a drink at dinner. And I'm like, why? Like, yeah, absolutely do it. 'Cause I'm going to order 3 sides and a dessert. You should have a drink. You're going to need it when you see this bill.
You're going to eat the calories and I'm going to drink the calories. Yeah. So yeah, I think just the idea of always having a DD takes a little bit of, you know, stress off. And
yeah, because I guess previously if we go out to dinner and stuff and we didn't Uber because we weren't planning on drinking that much, you know, it always falls on you. If we're out, it's like you have to stop drinking. I'll continue drinking and just assuming that you're driving home. And now it's like, oh no, I will be, if you wanted to have 2 beers at dinner, like you can, because I'm going to be the one driving. Mm-hmm. Stupidest things you've done while drunk.
So I was in college and I was with some friends and we went to go to this frat party, and we had known some people in the frat. And for whatever reason, we go to get in and they're just like, no, you're not coming in. And we're like, what the heck? We know so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. And they're just like, no. And they were just like total jerks to us. And I don't know like what got into me. So I go to the front porch and I start peeing on their front door. Unbeknownst to me, they had did the same thing to another guy. And the guy comes up next to me and he punches a hole in the window next to the door because he's mad. Like within 2 seconds, I like somehow got my pants up and zipped, but the door opens and this giant dude comes out, and he looked like he was in the Marines or something. And he just like grabs me by my shirt, picks me up and slams me on the hood of the car. And he's like, you know, just screaming at me, why did you do that? And just like ready to like beat me. And I'm like, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. I was like 1 second away from peeing on this guy.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what was I doing? Like just to this day, like vivid memory. I was like maybe 18 or 19 years old, like thought I was going to stick it to these guys by peeing on their front porch, and somehow avoided getting my ass beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that to this day, I think is the worst.
Yeah. So mine is the traffic cone story. So I got drunk one night and rearranged an entire traffic pattern. This was the start of my traffic cone obsession.
Which is a whole nother episode.
Whole other journey of collecting traffic cones. But it all started because this one night in college, we were walking home from the bar, and my sorority house was on the way home to my house from the bar. And I like didn't remember doing this till the next day. Basically, the next day we go to the sorority house to go get lunch or breakfast like we always do. And we're driving there, and none of us can get, like, the road is like blocked off. The path to the sorority house is blocked off by traffic cones. And we're all just like, man, that's really annoying. And so couldn't get into the parking lot, and we get inside and everyone's talking about like, man, why is this road blocked off? It doesn't make any sense. There's no construction. And it like dawned on me all of a sudden, or maybe I sobered up, but all of a sudden I was like, oh, this memory came crashing back of the night before. I saw these traffic cones set up on the side of the road, and I rearranged them one by one to block entrance of the sorority house because I didn't want anyone coming in. I was like, I don't know, in my head it was like pride of like, nobody's cutting into our sorority house or something. And so I just like blocked off the road, the entrance to our sorority house with traffic cones. So but the funny thing is about traffic cones, people will just obey them. And no one knows, like, why are these here? That just nobody's like gonna do anything about it.
Oh man.
And so then after that, I would like take a traffic cone and drag it home.
Just one though, not
collect one at a time, slowly over the years.
We've been a traffic cone as a Halloween costume a few times.
Yeah. When we moved in together, remember, I had to give away my collection of traffic cones because then it was in college, but then it crossed the country with me, and not the cones themselves, but the habit.
I distinctly remember you being very clear about what I was not allowed to bring. And then when I was like, well, what about all your traffic cones? You're like, oh yeah, I'm bringing that. I'm like, what? No, how is that fair?
Yeah, and the traffic cones weren't like new by any means. They had lived a life. They were dirty, being on the streets.
Yeah, it's just hilarious that you're like, oh, this, absolutely not.
Your Dumb and Dumber poster, absolutely not.
Yeah.
My traffic cones, they are art. Whew. All right. So what are our CaPositives of the week?
CaPositives.
Some of our favorite things we want to recommend for people.
We just finished Shiny Happy People on Amazon Prime. Crazy series about the Duggar family, 19 and what is it called?
19 and counting?
19 and counting. That's what I thought. Yeah. Just wild look at their life. Highly recommend it. Shiny Happy People.
Yeah. Loved it. My CaPositives of the week. I taste tested 8 different NA rosé wines, and I actually found 2 that were so good. I excited to drink them again, and I will buy them again.
Nice.
So the 2 that I'll recommend, one is called Alternativa 00. It's a sparkling rosé. It's like low sugar, lots of flavor, bubbly. And another one was called Rondell. And the Rondell one was very unassuming looking. I wouldn't have guessed that this was going to be good. It's another sparkling rosé, low sugar. So I found both of those at Total Wine if you're looking for a good summery NA rosé. All right, that's enough. Let's get out of here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for all the questions you guys gave us. If you have more topics that we just barely touched on and you want us to delve into them more, please, by all means, let us know. Thank you for continuing to review and rate us. And just a reminder that there's a video portion of CaPower Hour on YouTube and Spotify. And
if you prefer not to watch us, you can just listen.
Just listen.
Yeah. All right. We're CaPout.
We're CaPout.